Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Tina from tinahills.com. And if you have a Taurus ascendant, a Taurus moon, and if you have a Leo sun, then this is your video. So, very interesting combination straight out because you are very fixed in your approach and sort of not easy to move you. Okay, so the ascendant is the degree of the zodiac rising on the eastern side of the horizon at the moment of your birth. And the sign on which it falls is your rising sign. Okay, and this is sort of how you were plugged into the matrix, so to say. This is how this is incarnated in a particular sign to really understand the lessons that are being meted out to you. So the ascendant is the Jungian mask you wear to interface with society. It is like the persona, okay? It is how the world perceives you. When you walk into a room, your ascendant is noticed first. It is how you look, your physical body, and how you present yourself, your gestures, and all of that. So, you are Venus ruled because your rising is Taurus, which is, of course, ruled by Venus, and this is fixed Earth. Okay, fixed Earth, and this is a nocturnal womb energy, very fertile. Okay, very fertile, and very Venusian. So Taurus is definitely about banking and finances. It is the second sign of the zodiac and is linked to the Hierophant card of the Tarot. It is slow and steady and very measured. Okay, so if you are a Taurus ascendant and a Taurus moon, then your life's definitely changed over the last few years with Uranus in Taurus. And this is diabolical because Taurus being fixed, it doesn't want to change. And Uranus is like that thunderbolt of awakening, like wake up, bam, wake up. So when I think of this dichotomy that is playing out for you, these abrupt things that are just happening for you, I think of how oak trees root even deeper when there are threats of electrical storms. So you are, in a sense, with this Uranus transit through your sign for 7 years, in a sense you are rooting, and you're rooting deeper. Okay, deeper. Now this is hard and cold because it's earth, and Taurus is essentially about substance. It's about functionality. Okay, it's about having a measured approach to life, okay, to things. Uh, Very tactile because Venus is how we engage with the world through our five senses. It is Venus who seduces us into incarnation. So when we think of Taurus, and you are double Taurus, so and you've got a Leo over there, so you're very beautiful in a way. Hair is probably very important to you. That's the Leo side of it. We'll get there, but it just generally a very Venusian, and you have an exalted moon in Taurus. You're very Venusian. The way you look, the way you dress, traditional. You like high quality stuff, and you can be quite the shopaholic. All right, you're very, very much into retail therapy if you're depressed or upset. Okay, you love to touch, feel, cook for people, get people to cook for you. And it is true that you can get to the heart of a Taurus man through his stomach, or a Taurus woman will cook for you and steal your heart. It's as simple. They are very good with food and sustenance because this is the sign that deals with vegetation, with sustenance. So you see how Taurus is so impactful to the 3D world. Also, if you look at the Sephiroth, it is associated to it is Malkuth, which deals with the physical world. And it is associated to the Muladhara chakra, which is the root chakra, which is red. And the glyph of Taurus is the bull. Okay, so now there can be rage. It's very temperamental, can be snobby. You have that Leo there, you have that exalted moon, you're very beautiful, can be snobby. Can be decadent because let's face it, Taurus has a very hedonistic and a decadent side to her. Once you understand that Venus is sweetness, so of course the placement of Venus is very important to you by sign house and the aspect she makes, whether you have a day chart or a night chart. Who's your you know, of course Venus is your ascendant lord, so she is really a very important player in your natal chart, and she rules your moon. Okay, and she gives it that exaltation. But planets in exaltation always don't give the best results. Okay, it could be like too much of a good thing, and you know, it just passed you by. It's too much of a good thing. That could be it, right? um this, there is, in a sense, because Taurus is so into rooting, they oftentimes, Taurus men or women, whoever, will find people they can, you know, sort of help root. So they want to you know, rescue someone. The damsel in distress trope is very, very effective for Taurus. Sometimes they may even play the damsel in distress themselves and want to be rescued by their Prince Charming. Taurus, you love to plan your wedding. I don't know about you guys, but all the Tauruses I know, they plan their wedding. They see everything, great detailing. And for you, you're definitely about show, having that Leo sun. So you definitely want to show, you know. And the moon is like a really, it's the antithesis of the ascendant. So the moon is who you are when the mask comes off. It is your emotions, your mood fluctuation, how you you know, connect on an emotional level, how you express emotion. Moon sign becomes most obvious when you're stressed. So you have harmony there. Okay, they're the same sign, your ascendant degree and your moon. So they're either in a conjunction, or even if they're in the same sign, they're widely conjunct, or they share a sign and they share the same attributes. So this makes you very Venusian. Food. Taurus, Venus loves food. So as I said, you can like to cook for people, but food could become like one of your biggest fallbacks. If you're depressed, you eat. If you're happy, you eat. If you are sad, you eat. So, you know, with emotions fluctuating, and this is something the exalted moon can do. And moon in the first house. So you're very feminine. Moon is the feminine, the mother. So you could be very caring, very feminine in the way you look. Because here you have, especially if you have a Venus in the first, okay, conjunct this moon. Venus in rulership, conjunct this exalted moon. So you're definitely going to be very classically beautiful, very alluring, okay, very dramatic, of course, because you have the Leo sun. So a flare of drama will always be with you, more so than say a Taurus Cancer. Here you've got that flare, because you know you shine having your sun in Leo. But with Taurus, you need to understand that everything is not about the 3D. Yes, this is the archetype of the builder, and yes, this is about banking and money and finances. But you've got to understand that life is not just about buying and selling and procuring and materialism. Venus seduces us into incarnation and can keep us seduced there for a long time. So you're just experiencing life through the five senses, and we do not evolve. So that is something you need to look at, having heavy placements in Taurus. Okay, that there is a side that is transient, ephemeral. There is a side that there's a higher truth. And when you see the Vedic system calls this the Pleiades constellation the Kritikas. And Kritika is the metaphysical bridge that brings us occult knowledge. And if you think about the fixed star Aldebaran in the constellation of Taurus, it is the bull's third eye. And that Aldebaran is like opening the third eye. So Taurus is definitely not just about consumerism, materialism, hoarding and all of that. Taurus is definitely very, very much about the desire realm, because this is the realm of Venus. But to truly desire something spiritual, I think that is where all Taurians need to get to. You love functionality, and if you're not great with, you're not going to have too many affairs. If you're committed, you're committed, and that is such a beautiful part of Taurus. Their endurance, their stability, their focus. But this can also make them very uh, stubborn and fixed and arrogant and unable to see the bigger picture or other people's opinions. That's something to think about. Stephen Forrest says the Taurus is not just about money. At an even more fundamental level, it represents nature itself and the survival resources it provides us. So, Taurus is not just about money, it is about the resources humanity is born with. Think about it, the physical body, Taurus rules that. Vegetation. So, these are the resources humans come with. Okay, and Taurus rules the thyroid and the throat. So, you having an exalted moon in Taurus, beautiful voice, beautiful voice. You could be a singer. Okay, of course, Venus is sitting there. Wow, but you can be a beautiful singer even if you're not the way you talk. Okay, you could have a podcast, stuff like that. Very, very it's gonna work for you. Okay, once you get past the initial encumbrance of just not being able to express yourself, because Taurus takes time, they can be shy, but you have a Leo sun. Sun is how we shine. Sun is our soul, ourself, like, understanding of ourself. It is how the we want the world to perceive us. It is how we shine. Our father, bosses, husbands for women, even men, it is all about celebration, how we celebrate life. The sun, it gives us a healthy sense of ego, not a destructive ego. Okay, but the sun is a healthy sense of ego. And guess what? You have sun in fourth with a sun in the rulership, and your moon in exaltation. So it's very powerful. And don't forget, Taurus and Leo are both of the modality fixed, so they're squaring one another. So they're very different, Leo and Taurus, so there could be have been a clash. And squares are ultimately about self-mastery. So this clash could be between your emotions, your ambitions, your mother and father, how you want to be portrayed, how you're portrayed. There's always a sort of, contradiction there, a conflict there. Okay, when your sun and moon and your rising, when your rising moon conjunct squaring your sun, fourth house sun, your father was very important. Okay, in your life, fourth house of family may be provided for you in a very good way. Taurus needs safety, security, financial stability. Now, Leo is the fifth sign. It deals with romance, and it deals with children. It deals with creativity. It is the house of joy. Okay, I mean, it is a sign of joy because it connects us to the childlike within, right? And of course, Leo is the fifth house, and fifth house of joy. Okay, so this is having a Leo in the fourth house. You could definitely be a very important person even in your own family. Once you start your own family, your family will depend on you. Okay, fourth house, as I said, is the bottom of the zodiac. It's holding everything up. So your father was, of course, depending on the aspects the sun makes, whether you have a night or a day chart, who's the greatest benefic, the greatest malefic, and your ascendant lord is Venus. So her by placement in house is very important. And if, say, Venus is having a hard aspect with the sun, then problems could arise. Okay, now the sun is how we want the world to perceive us, so you probably give out a more dramatic side to you, but people tend to see you more as a steady Taurus. Okay, but Leo sun, you're definitely out to get attention. With Leo, there is this exuberance of performance, okay, wherever they go, because they illuminate wherever they go. So Leo's job, and if you have a Leo sun, it is illuminating your sense of identity. So the way you dress could be a tad different to say a Taurus combination. A Taurus rising, Taurus moon, Leo sun. Hair, definitely important. Beautiful long hair. Okay, hair extensions. Leo rules the heart, and Taurus rules the throat. So chanting mantras could be very effective for you to awaken your heart chakra, or even switch words because you're literally chanting. And Leo loves food and can be very decadent. So put them all together, and it could be very artistic, very beautiful, or very decadent and full of excesses and weight problems and heart problems and all of that. Okay, and if you put on too much weight, Taurus cannot lose that weight easily. And your sixth house is Libra, which rules the backbone, okay, the pelvis, how you stand erect. So problems could occur there. You have the archetype of the builder, and you have the archetype of the creative. Okay, and you should be filled with childlike wonder as you pass through life, because that is something Leo suns just bring to the table. Leave me a comment below and let me know what you think. Thank you.